One of the biggest mistakes that people make on the journey to setting and accomplishing goals is they don't take enough time to evaluate the setbacks or the struggles or even the successes that they're having in relation to their goals. Think about it. You set a goal at the beginning of New Year, you set an intention at the beginning of the week or a random time, and then you just kind of take some action. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes the action works, sometimes it doesn't. And then at the end of the time that you set for yourself, a month down the road, a week down the road, a year down the road, you're questioning and wondering why you didn't have success with your goal. The reality is it's so imperative, it's so important that you check in with yourself regularly to evaluate where you're at with your goal. So today I want to share a strategy that I use that helps to put me in a position to succeed as it relates to my goal setting process. Whenever I set a goal, no matter when I want to accomplish it, whether it's a goal I want to accomplish in a month, a goal that I want to accomplish in 6 months, or a goal that I want to accomplish in a year, I set a regular evaluation schedule so that I can check in with myself to see the progress that I'm making and start to make adjustments and shifts where necessary. So I do what I call a weekly wrap up every single Sunday. And this is my time where I sit still with myself and I reflect on the progress that I'm making as it relates to my goal. But involved with this weekly wrap up is I make sure that I have intentional pillars that help hold me up to keep me successful with this goal. So I'm going to give you a very tangible example and how it relates to my goal setting evaluation process. So whenever I have a goal, I look at the big picture goal and then I think of 3 to 5 actions that I need to be taking regularly that relate to the success with that. So let's say, for example, I've set a goal that I want to write a book, okay? Giving myself 30 days to write a book. I identify those pillars that are going to keep me afloat, that are going to hold me up as it relates to the goal. So it may be writing every single day. It may be reading because reading informs my writing. It may be doing market research at least once a week so that I'm understanding what my ideal reader is looking for. It may also be following somebody that I admire that has really stepped into the author space successfully. And then it may be looking for an author or an illustrator, not an author, an illustrator or a graphic designer or an editor or something like that. So let's say that those are my 5 pillars. These are the 5 things that I have to reflect on every single weekly wrap up at the end of the week. So I move through the week and I intentionally begin to create my calendar around those 3 to 5 pillars that align with the success that I desire. And then every Sunday when I do my weekly wrap up, I list my 5 pillars and I rate where my success lies with each of those. So for example, I may have done really well with writing every single day, and so I'm going to give myself a score of 10 out of 10. I may not have done so well with reading, and maybe I read 2 days out of the week, so I'll give myself a score of maybe a 4 out of 10, okay? Because I did okay, but I didn't do as well. And then maybe I did well by doing some market research. I was studying and researching hashtags on Instagram. And so I'm going to give myself an 8 out of 10 because I did it every day except for Saturday or whatever. You get the gist. So basically, I'm rating myself. And what that allows me to do is it allows me to check in with myself, identify the progress that I made based on the steps that I took, and then alter and adjust things as I move into the next week so that I am taking intentional and inspired action, not just action for the sake of taking action. The problem is if you're not evaluating regularly, you don't even know if the actions or the steps that you're taking are even working for you. So for example, if you evaluate on a Sunday and you're like, wow, these 4 pillars worked, but it didn't, I no longer need to keep looking for an illustrator. I no longer need to keep looking for an editor. That doesn't need to be a pillar. Maybe a new pillar means that I need to start changing my bio, or I need to start letting people know that my book is coming and promoting myself online. Now I've added a new pillar because I've evaluated and made adjustments so that I'm putting myself in a position to succeed as I move into the next week. Overall, the book writing example was that. It was just an example. You can literally use this weekly wrap up and pillar system for any goal that you have. And in order to approach it and in order to use it appropriately, you identify your big picture goal. You identify 3 to 5 pillars that are keeping you afloat with that goal. And then you commit to evaluating regularly, a weekly wrap up, so to speak, that allows you to reflect, to check in with yourself and make adjustments and accommodations where you need it. Here's the thing. A lot of times we set goals and then we get frustrated when we don't accomplish it, so we try to change the goal. Don't change the goal, but be willing and open to change the steps to get there by evaluating and checking in regularly. And when you're willing to make adjustments and changes with the steps to be able to accomplish the ultimate goal, you put yourself in a position to succeed. Because again, most people take action just to say that they're taking action, but they're not taking action that's actually moving the needle. They're not taking action that's actually getting them closer to their goal. When you incorporate this weekly wrap-up strategy, you put yourself in a position to take action that aligns with where you want to be, and in turn, you're able to bridge that gap from where you are to where you desire and deserve to be. So what I'm going to challenge you to do today is I'm going to challenge you to create your own unique weekly wrap-up session to put yourself in a position to step into that next level version of yourself as that new and accomplished goal-getter, okay? So what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to identify your big umbrella goal, and then I want you to think of those 3 to 5 pillars that are going to hold that goal up, that are going to allow you to accomplish and reach that goal. And then finally, I'm going to ask you to commit to a weekly wrap-up where you can check in with yourself, rate the success that you've had with your pillars, and make the adjustments and accommodations necessary to put yourself in a position to succeed. When you've done that, come back and let me know how your evaluation and weekly wrap-up sessions are going. I'd love to hear from you. When I started to incorporate this in my life and I started to use it with my one-on-one clients, it was totally life-changing. Guys, we have to be more intentional about the actions that we're taking in order to get to where it is that we want to be. But here's the good news. It's available for you. It's possible for you. All you have to do is start to take action. And I'm so excited to see the outcome that you will receive. It's going to literally blow your mind and change your life. All right, guys, until next time, I will chat with you all later.